afternoon. My name is Alicia Terrizzi. I am sorry that I will not be able to attend back to school night this year. So I'm putting together this video so you can see what I would have done had I been there. And if you need to get in touch with me, feel free to email me and I will be happy to meet with you and explain everything. All right. My name is Alicia Terrizzi. I'm your son or daughter's seventh grade math teacher. I graduated from Bloomsburg University a really long time ago. I have two boys, and I am also the hockey coach at the high school. I have been teaching in Boyertown since 1997, and I might have actually had some of you, I'm talking to the parents now, as students when you were at Boyertown. The best way to reach me is by email. And if you do that, it is easy for me to get back to you. It's way easier than returning a phone call because I can answer an email in between classes or if the kids are working on a test, whereas returning a phone call requires me to leave the room and find an available phone. So much easier. If you have a question, shoot me an email and I will be happy to get back to you. Now, this year, I am going to show you what your son and daughter's Google Classroom looks like. Okay. And each class is going to have a Google Classroom for math. And if they're telling you that they don't know what to do, they were absent from school, or you want to see what they're doing, they're saying they don't have any homework, you can go to their Google Classroom, have them click on the classwork tab. You will notice at the top here, it's homework and note packets. This is a copy. If you want one for home, you can use these. But if you're at home and your packet is at school, feel free to just do the work on a piece of paper. Now, the first week listed is the current week. I'm recording this before the first day of school. So right now, the only days that are listed in this Google Classroom is Monday the 26th and the rest of that week. If I pull up a classroom from last year, the week listed on top was May 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. But then if I continue to scroll down, here's the week starting May 30th. Continue to scroll down, there's May 6th. Scroll down, there's the week of 4/29. So you get the idea. Everything will be in the Google Classroom. The kids just need to scroll to the appropriate day. So they need to make sure they're on the right date. Now, what is typically in your Google Classroom? Here is a little lesson. And if you click on this, there is a video of me teaching the lesson that I'm going to teach in class on the 26th. Then there is a classwork / homework ed puzzle. If they're in school, I do this lesson with them. They don't watch the lesson. Now, if they're confused and they want to watch the lesson again in the evening or you want to see it, you can feel free to watch this lesson. But if they are absent, my expectation is that they watch the lesson before trying to do the classwork. I cannot tell you how many times I've had students that were absent start doing the classwork, and then they send me a note through Ed Puzzle that says, I don't know how to do this. Well, I know you don't know how to do it because you weren't there for the lesson. And if you didn't watch the lesson here, I guess it's kind of common sense that you wouldn't know how to do it. So watch the lesson if they're absent and then do the Ed Puzzle for homework. Now, when you click on this Ed Puzzle, parents, this is what happens. Let's pretend I want them to do the first 5 problems on page 1. In the Ed Puzzle, I will explain to the kids what page they should be on and what number they should be on. And there's a picture of it. They have that same problem on their note packet or homework packet. Then I give them some helpful hints. I might say something to trigger, their memory of what they're supposed to do. But then I say, do problem number 1 now. Go. And then what happens is the video will stop. At that point, your student should be doing the work on their paper. Then they enter the answer into the Ed puzzle. When they enter the answer, the video will then start up with me saying, okay, so for number one, you should have gotten, I'm making this up, -18, and here's how you do the work. And I work through number one. So what the kids should be doing at that point is paying attention to the video, and any mistakes that they made in their work, they should be fixing it on their paper. Then the video will say, okay, now we're going to do number one or number two, go. Again, video will stop. The kids should be working out the problem on their paper, and then they enter the answer. After they enter the answer, again, the video starts with me walking them through step by step how to do the problem. Now, after like 3 or 4 of the same type of problem, hopefully that reinforcement through the video will help them remember or learn how to do this. So I really don't think that anybody should ever be saying, I can't do this, because the video will tell you how to. All you need to do is listen and write. Now, if they are completely stuck on a problem, what I tell the kids to do is do your very best, put an answer in, even though it's not right, and then listen to my explanation of how to do the problem. And it really should be very, very helpful for them. Now, you'll see that this says finish for homework. It gives them the due date. Then there are some other things that will be listed in the Google Classroom, like we're going to do this IXL, but that's something that we would do in class. Now, if you're absent and you want to do this also, that's great. But the things that I really want you to focus on if you're absent is watching any kind of lesson that is posted. And then after you watch the lesson, do the classwork/homework Ed puzzle. And then if I scroll down to the next day, here's the lesson, which I would give them in class, but if they're absent, there it is. This is the Ed puzzle that's practice, and then some IXLs. And you can scroll down, and on Wednesday, there's 2 lessons, a little mini lesson and another lesson, and 2 Ed puzzles for practice. Every day of the year, there will be stuff posted in the Google Classroom for the kids to see. It's actually, I think, a pretty good system. If kids are absent, they know where all of their work is. Also, you as parents, if you want to see what's going on, you can easily look in the Google Classroom to see what's happening in class that day. All right, that's a little synopsis of what's going to go on in here. Hopefully your students have gotten a pair of earbuds, which they will need. If they are not capable of getting earbuds, let me know, because I do have some that they can use for the year. They should also be getting the Casio FX 300 ES Plus calculator, and I will also put that in the email. Again, if they cannot purchase their own calculator, I will have calculators here for them to use at school. I do recommend that if you've purchased a calculator, that you clearly label it with their name, first and last name. So if we find one lying around at school, we can make sure that it gets back to the proper student. All right. I hope everybody has a great 7th grade year. If you guys need me, please email me. And I look forward to meeting you later in the year at parent conferences. Have a great night.